Hello?
Hi, Dr. Ifechi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. I don't know why my headset is not working. My headset is not working. Is it because I connected before putting it on? Or the battery is low?
You can disconnect it now.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, it went off again.
I think it's connected now. It's connected now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm in the office. So I just came into one of the meeting rooms so I can stay here and do the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you still in the UK or back to your base?
I'm back. I've been back.
Oh. Hi, Abby. How you doing?
I'm fine, Dr. Ifechi. Good day, Dr. Ifechi. Even though I can't see you, I can only hear your voice.
Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. I can't see Jimmy as well.
Oh.
Wow, what happened? Check your camera is closed. Check your laptop camera. You have to open it up. You have to slide in front of it because it may be like it's shutter that closes. So because we can see you.
I see
Are
you
you serious?
Yes.
We can see you clearly.
What do I do now?
Okay, maybe your camera go off and come back.
Okay.
How has it been?
It's been good. We can't complain.
And then what do you think about today's topic? Before she comes, I actually had a back-end discussion with her to start the program today. So she would be the... Did you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Let me add her. Hi.
Hello.
Can you see us now?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I can see you. I can see you people now. Good to see you. Dr. Ifechi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, though. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you. And Mrs. Ajayi, hot mom, how are you this evening?
I'm cool. I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay. Very well, we thank God.
So I was just trying to tell the doctor that you're the one that's taking over the show today.
Yeah.
I don't know about taking over the show, but I know I'm going to say one or two things on our topic today. So should I say good evening once again? Good evening from this part of the world. Maybe it's afternoon with Dr. Ifechi. And then
yeah, 12 noon here.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Good to see you once again. And then good evening, our viewers. Welcome to today's live with us. Is our host all along, Mrs. Ejiri Ajayi, alias Hot Mom, and Dr. Ifechi. Good evening, viewers, too. It's good to be here again to talk to you. We are going to deal on an interesting topic this evening. and then it's titled The Entitled Parents. The Entitled Parents. I guess we all have issues with that. Somewhat, we have it. We are going to talk about the entitled parents, but we are also going to talk about entitlements. Some people just feel entitled. Some people feel they have the rights or privilege to special attention. It's always all about them. It must be them. They overlook other people's needs because they want theirs to be met. So they always want people to do for them. Fine. It's good to be entitled. We all want to be entitled. Naturally, it's good to be entitled to some things. I hope you get me. We want love, we want attention, we want supportive spouses, like as we are now. We just feel as parents, we want our children to clean up after themselves, grown children anyways, because we just feel, we've taken care of you to this extent, so you should be able to clean up after yourself. Who wants to clean who wants to clean up after a grown-ass man? Maybe you and your husband using the toilet, you want him to flush, and you think it's your right. You don't want to go into this thing and see that, oh, this man has messed up this place. That kind of entitlement is fine. It's okay. But we are going to talk about the entitled parents. The parent that just feels that, oh, because I am your parent, I am your mother, I am your father, I am entitled to things from you. You have to do this for me, you have to do that for me. Most times we go out of our way to succumb to their needs, even when it's not favorable with us. And today we are going to ask, is it really a big deal to be entitled? Is it really a big deal to be entitled? Some parents are so entitled that the children are suffering. That attitude of entitlement is affecting the children. The children have downplayed their own needs just to meet their parents' needs. And what is the basic reason for that entitlement? Oh, na me born you because I be your mama, because I be your papa. I don't train you. I've trained you through school. I've done this for you and I've done that for you. So you have to do this for me, even when it is not convenient for the person. So it's an attitude we don't really give into, and I think we should really talk about it. We should talk about the entitled parents. What do they want? What do they actually want from us? Are we supposed to meet all their demands? Are we supposed to always give in to their demands and everything they want? For some parents, they don't even their mood, their mood, everything. It has to be everything about them. They don't want to know whether you're feeling whether you don't feel like doing that for them. When they just stand on that ground that you're their parents, they are your parents, and you need to go all the way for them. So let's just talk more on this entitlement attitude. What is entitlement? Entitlement is that feeling that or that belief that that you have rights, claim of ownership. You have rights you have rights to privileges. Oh, it has to be me. You have to do this for me. I have the right to eat. I have the right to do this. I have the right to do that. Even when it doesn't go down well with the people concerned most times. So when parents bring up that attitude of entitlement, what do we do? What do we do? For some of us, we just give in, even when it is not convenient for us, even when we don't feel like doing it. They bring up so much demand, and they make us feel guilty when we don't meet up to their demands. Some parents they are narcissistic, they are manipulative. They start telling you, oh, I carry you for belle for 9 months. Is this how you want to pay me back? I've suffered for you, I did this for you, I did that for you just to see you through school, and now you are abandoning me. When you don't meet their demands, they feel abandoned, which ought not to be so. Most times, there's something I've always read about, something that it says the law of preservation. Man's you think about yourself first. It is not selfishness. You think about yourself first. Someone once told me that, Abi, I take care of my children, I take care of my husband, I take care of my children. Every other thing comes second place. But for the entitled parents, you have to take care of them first. They don't want to leave. An entitled mother will tell you, leave your husband's house and come and see me. And you say, why? Just because I'm your mother and I'm alone and I need company, or just because your father needs company, or tell your husband, your husband is married to you, our child, so anything we say, your husband has to do that. Those kind of things. And then they just find a way to put you in a box that most times you're not even able to say no, most times you're not even able to resist all of those things. So for me, those ones and those entitled parents, they are set in their ways. You can't even correct them. They are set in their ways. They demand from you as if it's that you owe me attitude. You owe me. You owe me. You owe me money. You owe me that taking care of. You need to take care of me and all of that. So you can't even try to say yes or you say no. And when you say they become very manipulative. They throw pity parties. When you say no, it turns out to be that Dr. FH abandoned his parents, so he's not taking care. Or see this one, the parents is going through this or that, and they are not responding. Meanwhile, they don't even know that you've given yourself to their demands. Or they keep asking and you keep giving. And the day you say no, I'm not doing again, or I can't do this, you become enemies. I'm sure we are all aware of the trending issue of the one time um, Big Brother Naija winner, PHYNA. We read how her father came to social media to say the girl abandoned them after winning 10 million naira. Was he part of that, of the girl's win? Was he expecting that, oh, because the girl has won 10 million, she should just take care of him solely? He talked about how the girl told them to sell his car, that she was going to buy a new car for them and all of that. Okay, maybe she hasn't bought the car yet. Is he aware of what the girl is going through? Anybody with 100 million, I mean, how much would anybody that hears somebody has 100 million would just think the person is made? The person shouldn't slack. The person should meet everybody's demand. But there is more to it than the money. The girl may have her reasons. And because you feel this girl hasn't done this particular thing to you or for you, you're bringing it to social media. In what sense? Just to embarrass the girl, or just so that people will start saying, oh, the girl is not responsible and all of that. And that's what entitled parents do. So, Dr. Ikechi, what do you think about entitled parents and their acts, and how do we deal with entitled parents?
Well, this is a very sensitive topic. Can
Yeah.
everybody hear me well? Yeah. So
Yes, we can.
this is a very sensitive topic, and because the way I, as a person, see it from my own personal perception, might differ from how other people see it. So it goes back to our previous discussions that we've had on this forum. It goes back to the foundation of the family, which is the how children and people and parents, their upbringing. When I mean upbringing, I mean the dynamics of their growth from birth to training to for them to get to adulthood. So this has to do a lot with different factors, of which one of them is finance. Another one is parental knowledge of upbringing. Another one is opportunities. So it comes up with a lot of issues. So what? Let me address it gradually. Is a lot of things to say about this topic. It's so vast that there is no way we can even finish talking about it because there are so many dimensions. But I'm going to narrow it down to what we are discussing so it doesn't go out of school. Entitlement is the ability of somebody to feel that something naturally or unnaturally has to be given to him or her from another person. And that benefit is expected and assumed by that party. So when it comes to entitled parents, from the foundation, there are basic things I see that might be happening. First of all, the journey of training children or bringing up offspring or even siblings, helping their siblings and all that is not an easy one. It involves a lot of finance. And in economics, they say we have numerous demands, but our resources are limited. So we have to make and prioritize our needs and look at what we need, not what we want. And the ability for our wants to be insatiable will make people to be entitled. So when it comes to parents, I do not see them as being very well entitled or they have an entitlement mentality. I just see it as a lack of knowledge, understanding based off of on their upbringing and also based off of what the dynamics of the between them and their kids have been. So let me give you an instance. If your father and mother have to go and hawk to give you the opportunity to go to school and come out and graduate and you get a job and you start working, all that sacrifice that was done was their investment towards you to be able to be better than them. And they were looking up to you as their investment because either because they have passed the age of making any additional plans, and now you are the only hope they have. So when you come out, the main thing you have to do is to have a discussion with your parents and say, this is what it is. So part of the problem also from entitled parents is from us, the children, not being able to sit down and discuss and tell your parents, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. Whenever your father or mother asks you something and you go ahead and go out of your way and do it without letting them know that it's hard. Naturally, every human being wants to be comfortable. Who doesn't like free money? Who doesn't like free stuff? Even within ourselves, you wake up in the morning, your bed is nice, you have a nice blanket, everything. When you sleep on your bed, you don't catch cold. Who doesn't want to be entitled to their bed? So it's all about entitlement. But to the effect of what we are talking about here, for entitlement from parents comes because they hope on their children. And for our own society, which is Nigeria, where we have a lot of challenges from childhood, you and I, every one of us, we know that we have never had any government since we were born that has been able to provide all just the basic amenities that other societies provide for their citizens, like water, good road, electricity, shelter, which is being provided. So this place is difficult. So the situation is bad. So for you to say your parents are entitled, yes, some of them are entitled. Some of them require you to build house for them where you haven't even built house for them, buy car for them where you haven't even bought your own car and all that. But life as a general only
makes sense when you reach out to other people. Life is, makes a meaning by the number of people you assist, by the number of people you help. That's what determines life. So it boils down to say that yes, our parents might be entitled, yes, they might be selfish. What we should be talking about here is how do we ameliorate these entitlements and how do we provide solutions to it. So this is my own personal contribution to this topic so far. I'll allow other people to talk, then I'll come back again and say more things. So I don't know whether I'm off point or I'm in point, but I feel that I do see this is a very sensitive topic because for me as a person, um, if you are within my circle or you've known me for a long time, I do not see anybody as entitled. I don't see that the person is asking for something either because they want to rip you off or because they want to get a benefit from you or because they have a need. So for me, I address people's needs on need basis and I look at it holistically and I ask questions. Even for me, even for my own family, if anybody asks me for anything, I'll say, what do you need this thing? And why do you need it now? Because you can't wake up in the morning and call me and say, hey, bros, I need this. I'll ask you, is it today that you thought about it? Would you not give me a notice for me to be able to put myself together and see whether I can assist you? Or is it just an emergency? Based off of what it is, every one of us has a need. You might have $1 million today or 1 million naira today. What you will now be looking at is, well, how can I make it 1 billion? So there is a need for everybody. But when it comes to entitlement, there are some people, like you mentioned earlier, who are selfish. They don't care about others. They don't care how you survive. They don't care what's happening to you. They just want you to do for them anything they need. And they feel that simply because you're their brother, their sister, their relation, they have put you in a bracket that you must meet up their own challenges, even the ones they cannot meet up. So, which is a wrong attitude. So, it all boils down to individual differences. But for the entitlement side of parents being entitled, yes, we are their investments based upon our culture and balance. So there's nothing we can do about it. So if the only thing you need to do is just figure out a way to resolve the issues of the entitlement and treat it as a matter of individuality, not making them feel bad. Because trust me, it's very bad. Like what happens in a society that somebody will be alive, people will not give the people support when they even have a need, and when they hear the person has died, that's the time they will now make out time to come and visit the person. While the person was sick, they never made that opportunity. While the person was suffering, your parents are there, you eat and live large like a king, and you can't even afford to send a little. You even throwing food in the trash when your parents are every day you want them to ask you for money. It's not right. So I don't think that entitlement of parents is really a good thing to really discuss about parents being entitled. But what we should be talking about is here is like entitlement mentality and the dangers and solutions to profile to profile about it. That's my own contribution. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Ifichi, thank you very much. That's exactly what we are talking about. Naturally, it's good to be kind. Naturally, we owe people some responsibility. We just feel that, oh, my parents has done this for me or has done that for me, and in return, we send our children to school. We don't expect them to come back with a bad result. Our children read to make us proud. And they also have that human feeling that, oh, my mom has done this for me, my father has done this for me, my father suffered. They see, oh, the suffering. Most times our parents even go overboard, they sell their clothes just to pay our school fees and all of that. We know that and we appreciate them. But what we are talking about here is them making you like naturally, you send money to your parents. Oh, like, well, this is my token of love for you. This is my sign of appreciation for everything you've done for me in time past. But when a parent now feels it is their right, no, you have to send me money. They don't want to know whether you paid your children's school fees. They don't want to know whether your children have eaten. They don't even want to know whether you have that money. Your parent tells you, because of my status, I need to own a car, so you must buy that car for me. When you don't even have a car, you don't have the wherewithal to own a car, but they want you to struggle. Anyhow, you want to get the money is none of my business, but I need you to get a car for me. Just because I am your mother or I am your father and I have trained you through school, I am entitled to eat from your money. Maybe you got a well-paying job. Okay, like everybody just feels, oh, somebody that works in an oil company has money. Your parents are already waiting you. They are waiting your account for you, and they'll say, if this person is earning 1 million, anyhow it is, you should be able to give me 600,000 now. And when you give your parents 200, your parent tells you, now 1 million you dey earn. So as you give me 200, the remaining 400 for wetin you wan use am do. They want to run your life for you. That to me, that is really bad. Let's call on hot mom Eziri. What do you have to say about entitled parents? What's your take on them?
Wow, wow, wow. It was so beautiful listening to two of you. But me, I have a different perspective. We agreed to talk about this topic based on what happened to that former big brother housemate called
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have on my screen here what she wrote on the internet. And if people have family issues, it's usually best that you resolve your family issues back home. No family is perfect, no human is perfect. But for
Yeah.
this to have come online, for this to have come online, it's a big deal. I would say it's a big deal for it to have come online. And I think she was even surprised that the parents were the one that said, she said just one no. She just said no to a particular request. And then the family began to grant interview, She said that. She also said, growing up, I always hear, you are not my daughter. You are not my daughter. Yet I will beg for parental love. The truth is, I have always begged for parental love. Today, I have finally accepted it. So, see, when I read this thing, it broke my heart, Eddie. It broke my heart because, hold on, Hajara, I'm trying to add that, but I'm not able to. Try and see if you can add that from your end, because I made you, if you can add Hajara from your end.
No.
I've been trying to. Hajara sent a request, okay? So what am I supposed to do here? I wanted to add that the way I added that the first time she came, but I'm not able to. I know that she will have something to say.
Something to say. I think.
Hajara, please, just please go off Facebook and then back. Hajara, please go off Facebook totally and come back, because I know that you have something to say to this topic. I know that we'll learn a lot from you too. So my heart broke, like I said, when I read what this lady wrote, because she's almost 30, yeah? She's almost 30, she's a grown woman. The first part I even read was, okay, I've read the two. There were two things I wanted to read. Okay, I've read the two of them. How
She
can
was
your
begging for love,
how
begging
can
for
your
parental love.
yes, how can your
Mm.
child beg for love? How can your child beg for love? And you made it so obvious. Some parents don't have love to give. And then when you do all that to a child, see, childhood scars, they run deep. They run deep. And when they now grow up and start fending for themselves, I mean, there's still that place in your heart to want to help. But when a parent is coming out to grant interview because you said no for the first time, you said no to whatever it is, I don't know, but she must have been saying yes all along. And then because she just said no now, it's a big deal. You brought her issue online. I don't quite buy it. You see, this topic affects a lot of Nigerian parents. A lot of Nigerian parents, because this thing does not apply to, I mean, it doesn't really parents in the Western world, because usually when their kids are 18, they leave home. That is how they were raised as parents, and that is how they raise their kids. Although to every rule there's an exception, right? Yeah. So if you grew up in a home where you clock 18, and you are expected to leave, and you leave and you start fending for your life, I mean, maybe from the goodwill, from your own goodwill, you can say, okay, let me do this for my mom, or let me do this for my dad, you know. Those are exceptional cases. But for a parent to put their foot down and say, oh, you must do this for me. Hold on, no, Ifechi is sending request. Let me ask him an invitation. Also, if you want to join us, I tried to add you, but there was a lot of noise. So if you want to join us, go to a place that there is a illumination, and then there's no noise, you know. Then you can send a request. I'll join. I'll add you. I'm really trying to add Hajara. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm not able to. She says she's back. I still can't add her. She says she's back. So
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can see and hear you.
Let's check on the downside of the screen and click to request to add, like the way I did. So you added me. Though I'm not seeing you guys on camera, but I can see
Say
myself. So,
it. Explain it so that she can hear you. I'm sure she's listening.
yeah. So just look at where you have the comments coming up. You will see an icon that's like a human being. Click on it, and it will tell you to send request to Jiri. Then you can send the request, and she will invite you, and you can be able to comment.
Ajara, did you hear that? If you heard that, please thumbs up. Okay, so I was trying to say that this topic is a very sensitive one. It affects a lot of excuse me, a lot of Nigerian parents, our parents. Yeah, this topic affects some of them, maybe a lot of them. I don't know. I don't have the statistics, so I don't know. And it also affects our own generation, those of us that are now parents. You know, it also affects us. Being a parent is one of the toughest jobs on earth in society. Let me put it that way. Being a parent is tough, and it's also risky. It's one of the toughest and riskiest jobs, you know. And I believe that the way it is, parents should actually parenting. There should actually be a formal school of parenting where, if you intend to become a parent, you should, apart from what you've learned in school, apart from the informal setting, you know, growing up with your parents and learning how they parented you, and maybe you wanting to take that into your own family, I think there should be a formal school where people should go and learn parenting. If you want to be a parent, you should go to that school. I actually think so, because I am of the opinion that based on what I know now, though, I am of the opinion that there are a lot of people on the streets in Nigeria that are traumatized. A lot of people are traumatized, just walking, carrying their trauma about. Trauma parents from their parents. You know, the way our own parenting style, you know, very, I don't even know, it's tough. Our own parenting style is very, very tough. Because, you know, parenting is also something that reflects the best side of us. When we become parents, we tend to show the best side of us, and for some reason we show the worst side of us. Do you understand? But despite our good intentions, usually we have good intentions, and even if we are scolding our children or we are giving them punishment or whatever it is we are doing to them, it's intended for good. But despite that good, sometimes we still have our deficits, probably because of the way we handle the issue. Maybe we could have handled it better. And the way we handle these issues affect our children. And I can say that based on this story of PHYNA, she went through a lot as a child. She went through a lot. In retrospect, some things could have been done better. Some conversations could have been had in a better way. Hence, I cannot emphasize enough the need for parents. If you really want to be a parent, do your due diligence. In fact, if you want to bring pikin come this world, you want to bring a child into this world, you should do your due diligence of everything it takes to do that. You know, those of us, I mean, us that are married now, for me, I just fell in love and I got married and I just went with the flow. You know, but I feel that if you are an intending parent, you should actually do your due diligence and plan your life first before you bring children into this world. First and foremost, they did not ask to be born. You were the one that said you want to have kids. And you knew your capacity, you knew your ability before you said you wanted to have kids. Our own time, we just want to have kids. Oh, when you get married, you need to have kids, you know. And we just went with the flow, like I said. But these kids didn't ask to be born. You brought them into the world, and you now try to plan the end of your life, your retirement on top of them. Which is why I said we should take our time. People who intend to have kids should take their time to plan their lives properly. Let their life be on course. Chart it. Let it be on course before you bring another human being. Before you bring another human being to join you. And this idea of, oh, when I get old, my children will take care of me. It's something that I am not comfortable with. I don't know what your opinions are, but if you're strong, I'm 50 year, I'm still strong, hale and hearty. I believe that I should be able to plan my life and plan it such that at the end of my life, I think things should also still be in place for me to take care of myself, or to take care of me while I grow old, you know. They have their insurance scheme, social security, they have all those things in place so that when you retire, you can fall back to that. I'm sure that is why they also have the old people's home. If your kids are not available to take care of you, you can go to the old people's home and live the rest of your life there. I mean, as sad as it may sound, our children also have their lives to live. If you bank on them, and at the end of the day, they are not able to make it in life, what then happens to you? What then happens to you? If you put all your hope on this child, say, okay, when I grow, it's this child that will take care of me. So you don't do anything to plan your future, because we are all aging. As we are aging, well, depending on what we put in our bodies, or depending on where you live, or depending on nature, there are diseases that come with old age. All those things are going to come eventually. So when they come, are you planning for them already now? Are you planning already? We shouldn't, I don't still think that we should just bank on our kids, that when we are old, they are the ones that will take our responsibility. They are going to have their own families. They have their own lives to live. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't know if anybody is getting me. I'll still speak, but for now, if there's any contribution, yeah. And I wanted to ask Ifechi. I wrote a question that said, why look at a child as your investment? What if
Exactly what I was going to say.
life happens? What if life happens to that child? What then happens to you?
Okay. So this is, let's say life is uncertain, right? And life is full of mysteries. So um, we're talking about different things, all things being equal. So for me, and like I mentioned earlier, we come from a society. We talked about culture the other day. Culture is the human life of the people. And those things that have been accepted through socialization, that determines how, and that structure is part of your how you behave as a human being. You talked, you mentioned about the advanced societies that have insurance, social security, old people's home, and all that. We don't have that in our own economy. So, and one of the problems that we are facing today as a people. Our society back home wants to live like people in other different societies. There's an evil adage that says that the firewood in everybody's home will be able to cook for them. So even if you use leaves and dry leaves to cook, if you're living in an environment where you have only dry leaves, those dry leaves will cook your food for you. So we are living in an environment where we do not have these support systems or these structures that can help us and help our parents. So we have to either the society changes as a whole to be able to eliminate what we're talking about. Otherwise, um, being realistic is a problem that is very difficult to hard to solve because we are all in it. So Nigeria as a country today is facing a lot of challenges. Children go to school and come out from school, they don't have work to do. So how do you reconcile that? Parents work and they don't get paid. People who sell products that are contaminated and all that. So how do you reconcile all that? So the issue of people being entitled, yes, it is there. People are going to be entitled, whether we like it or not. But now is the degree of entitlement. And if somebody, like AB mentioned, if somebody is telling you, you have to buy me a car because I'm your mother, you have to do this, and you have to do, you as an individual is facing pressures. Sometimes you might not be able to say no because they are friends, because of how they will feel, the backlash and everything. But I think that the best thing to do is to always have communication and let them understand. I myself can tell you that if you ask me for something that I cannot do, the simple answer I will tell you is sorry, is I can't be able to do it. If you whine about it or complain about it or say things about it to me, I don't care because I can't do it. And I won't go kill myself to please another person. Every human being is naturally selfish. Even the child that you have, if you have a kid today, and by that little child, less than a year, you give them a slippers to wear. Take that slippers and want to just clean it for the kid, and you see the kid protesting. That is the act of selfishness. That is nature. So the only thing is, how do you live in communism, and how do you live to support one another? Because all these things boils down to the intricacies of life. And if parents are entitled and they want you to do things in a certain way, proud enough, it's all about enlightenment. You should be able to open your mouth and ask, why am I doing this? Why would this be? If I can't do it, I cannot do it. But I don't see any reason why people should should be entitled. Because give you an example like this. An average person who is working in Nigeria have so many dependents on them, not even direct dependents, even relations. And there's nothing you can do about it. The economy is bad. So if our country is like other countries where we have good, different cultures and have streamlined systems and support systems, good work, opportunities, I think these issues will disappear. So, but with what we are saying here, I believe that the best solution, like Eddie said, no family is perfect, no person is perfect. The best solution is just understanding, discussion, and being able to say that two words. No, yes, that is it. That will help us to resolve the problem of entitlement. Because if somebody is entitled and they ask you the first time you don't give, ask you the second time you don't give, then they'll leave you alone. Except they want to continue asking. Then if you want to displease yourself, if you don't want to displease yourself, then do it.
I said we are streamlining it to parents. So let's not, so that, I mean, let's leave the scope as entitled parents, not entitled friends or entitled relatives, entitled parents.
Well, so for entitled parents, I feel that we need to have a conversation with our parents to enable them to understand the situation that we are in as an individual or as a family, and prefer solutions as a way to move forward. Because if your parents don't know how much you earn and they don't know your capability, they will make all kind of demands on you. But if you're able to tell them, oh, this is, I mean, you don't need to tell them maybe the delta, amounts how much you make, but you need to tell them like, okay, this is what I can do, and this is what I cannot do. Let me know, and let us plan together. That way, problems can be solved. And I believe that there's no way that is human interaction. There's no way entitlement is going to be phased out from our lives, especially based on the place where we come from. So this is my own personal contribution about it.
Oh,
It's a tough
well,
one.
thank you. It's a tough one. Thank you very much, Dr. Ifechi. For me, I believe in giving people their flowers while they are still alive, and but you should be able to do it. Don't coerce me into doing something for you. As my parents, while my father was alive, then my father used to tell me, if you want to buy a cow for me, don't wait till I'm dead before you buy me a cow. Don't wait till I'm dead before you build me a house. Any goodwill you want to do for me should be done for me while I'm still alive. And everything I did for that man, he appreciated. But as a parent, he never forced me. We are talking about the forcing aspect now, where your parents will have to tell you, you must do this for me, whether you like it. Emotional, they give you emotional blackmail. They throw pity parties, they take you through the guilty trip, and then they just make you feel miserable or feel bad for even saying no. It ought not to be so. Way back, they say a man's strength is determined by the number of children he has. So way back, our parents used to have plenty of them. They'll tell you, this one go take care of me when he old. I will go Enugu and go see this one. I'll go to US and see this one. I'll go to London. But we, Ifechi, our own generation now, We want to bring children. We don't give birth to children because of we give birth to our children out of love and not because of investment. We're all productive. If actually I can as well have 10 children, but I decided to stop at 2. And that responsibility of these 2 is even huge for me. So they now tell you, no, you have to do this for me. I don't know. I don't want to know whether you've paid your children's school fees, but I need this and it should be met. And that's what we are trying to say here. We should try to kick off that mentality, that entitlement mindset of our parents. Some parents are very fussy. They choose the career you want to do. They tell you, oh, this person, you have to marry this person because I am your mother, because I am your father. This is the person you have to marry. This is the career you have to choose. This is the decision you have to make. They run their homes and they also want to run their homes, our homes for us. They don't even want to respect our space. Parents, generally, mother-in-laws, your parents, your mother-in-law comes to your house and feels very at home. She tells you, now my pikin house be this. So anything what I want, now I go eat. Anything what I like, now I go do. You know, they should try to create that respect for us. In as much as we owe them. I know my father has to eat. I know my mother has to eat. I know I have to give them some basic things to keep life going. But they shouldn't make unnecessary demands on me and expect me to go all out there to, oh, just because she's my mom. Your parents want to tell you, do this just because I am your mother. So those ways of manifestation, the ways of, what are some ways of manifestations entitled parents make? They demand control over your own decision. You want to go somewhere, they tell you no, you must belong here. They forget that you are your own responsibility. They should respect your own feelings. They should respect your decisions. They shouldn't force things on you. They expect obedience. Because I have said this, it has to be done. They don't want to, they are still in that backlog where they just feel like, because I am your mother, you have to respect me. Because I am your father, you have to respect me. Because I say I want snuff, you must buy that snuff for me. Even when you try to tell them that, oh, snuffing is not good or whatever, they just don't want to listen to you. They don't respect your space. You know, there's this emotional manipulation. They manipulate your mind. They make you just feel bad. They make you feel guilty. They tell you so many things that even you become confused. Most times I've seen situations where a lot of parents neglect their own immediate family responsibilities just because they want to attend to their parents. And you hear them say, I'll go do now my mother, I'll go do now my father. But those things, we have to draw a line. We have to make them know that in as much as we owe them, but they shouldn't enforce it on us that it has to be them, it has to be there. They don't even want to know whether you're happy. They don't care about your own mood. They don't care about your feelings. All they want is, I want this. They crave, they want that attention, and they expect you to give them attention 100%. You know, a situation where your mother will tell you, or a mother will tell her daughter, I am alone in my house. Leave your husband's house. Come and stay here until one thing or the other. Who is she considering? Just because she is alone, she wants 100% attention. Then you forfeit other things that are important to you because you want to meet their demands. We should try as much as possible to talk them, or like Dr. Ifechi said, we should learn to say no. Your mom, your dad tells you, do this for me. Ah, no, mommy, I no go fit do am. Ah, daddy, I no go fit do am. And give them, respectfully say no, and possibly give them a reason for not wanting. Tomorrow, I may be able to attend to this thing, but for today, please let this thing hold. Then parents also should understand. Parents should understand that it is not every time. It is not every time somebody asks for something that thing is giving. It is not every time. We all like giving. I like giving. I like appreciating people who give me things and all of that. But these entitled parents, they are not even appreciative of the things you do for them. They don't even know how to say thank you because to them it is their right. Yes, that's what she's supposed to do. So what am I saying thank you? They don't know how to say thank you. But by the time we begin to school them, we educate them, we tell them, no, if I say no, when you say no, it doesn't mean I don't love you. If I say no, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just that at this point in time, I am not capable of meeting your demands. And they should be able to accept that no in a good way and not going to social media or not making a case out of it. Please, our viewers, if you have any question or if you have any contribution, you can write on the screen or even ask to be joined into the live, Hot Mom Live. Would like to hear, would like to know your views and hear one or two from you. Thank you very much. So, as I was saying, they depend on their children's financial. Some entitled parents, we know that some of us grew up in privileged homes where even as a graduate, I've seen parents, even as their children are working, they don't make demands from those children. Instead, they still give. Are they not entitled to be taken care of? Because if you look at it, they sent you overseas, they gave all for you to get to the level you are, but they still feel like, oh, this one is my child. Let me do this let me continue doing this. But on the other hand, some parents just feel like, I beg. After all that suffer, I don't suffer for now, my turn to enjoy.
And
you don't even know that. Sorry? And they'll just do what? And then what?
I said, and they will just relax.
And
now
just relax. Yes, it is my opportunity. Wherever you get the money, mommy, I don't even have a job. So I don't know wherever you get the money from, whatever you do, but it is my turn. It is my turn now. I've suffered for you. It is my turn to enjoy and all of that. That entitlement mentality has to be broken because it is not good. It's going to be traumatic for us as children. And then you give love when you receive love. A lot of people, like the girl said, her parents never gave, like PHYNA said, her parents never gave her love. She was yearning. Yeah, she was begging for love. She was begging for love.
I remember that sentence. It actually breaks my heart. It actually breaks my heart.
And you know that feeling when a child a child feels you don't love them.
That child needs
the healing is not immediate, and that parent has to understand. And maybe back then we didn't used to be very communicative the way we are now with our parents. You know, our parents used to be the be all and end all. Oh, your father gives this instruction and it has to be carried out. But these days, you tell your children what to do and they tell you, mommy, why? So you make them understand why they have to do that. Like, I bring my children into every of my decisions and every of my activities. Even when I want to change home, I tell them, oh, this is the reason I want to go here. This, so that they know all of those things you never did to that child. And all of a sudden you're expecting that the child should give you everything. And for one reason the child says no, it becomes an issue. For one reason the child says no, it becomes an issue.
So they manipulate.
And most of all, some of these entitled parents, they refuse to recognize their mistakes. They refuse to recognize their mistakes. They refuse to recognize that, oh, this is not what they are supposed to do. Those ones, you correct them from now till tomorrow. They are set in their ways. Maybe because of their own upbringing too. maybe because of, but that mentality for me, and the essence of this life today is that entitlement mentality has to be broken. Parents should accept whatever their children give them out of love. Children should be brought into this world because of love and not as an investment. Not as an investment, so that whatever your child is able to do for you, oh, thank God, oh, thank you very much, oh. And that attitude of saying thank you, the child will even be willing to do more. You don't ask, the child is giving. The child will just, this one with my mama for 3 months, I never even give her anything. Make her find something, give her. My mom is very understanding, my dad is very understanding, but not pressurizing the child, not pressurizing and asking for unnecessary demands. So I can see Mr. Obiora watching us, and I don't know, even if it's a voice, you can just tell us whatever you have to say on this topic.
You should come,
The entitled
or
parents.
you should join. You should tell you, or you should join us and
He
tell
may
us.
not want to come, and maybe it does. So please just give us your voice on this entitled parent thing, please. Sorry?
He's coming?
I think he's finding it. Ajara is still not joined.
No way. I don't
So
know.
I don't know what's happening with
People, Abby, you don't know how to add.
no.
Do you? Click on
No.
see two human beings. Can you see two human
I can't even okay, yes.
Click
Two.
on it and see if you can see Hajara there. Can you see some names?
No. I can see Ajara's name fine.
Okay, see if there's any place that says you can add her.
No. Oh.
I don't know if she's still here though, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, now we are both parents, and it's not easy to be one. And some of the information that we've given out today, when we decided to become parents, we also didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe knew that, okay, we want to have such a number of kids. She's what is showing me here is that I should ban her or I should suspend her. I don't know what she did. Did she write anything? Did she write anything supposed to write?
Trying to join things, but I don't know what's wrong. That's what she wrote. Trying to join things, but I don't know what's wrong.
Yes, but all along, I'm only seeing ban her or suspend her, except when she sent the request that time. So if she can send Hajara, if you can send the request again, you don't know how longing I feel to want to hear from you. I really long to hear from you. But I don't know, if you're not able to join, then there's nothing we can do. So I wanted to say that even if you are a good parent, even if you were good to this child that you brought into this world, and at the end of the day, the child no can take care of you, or the child no can feel the need to take care of you. I mean, I don't know how else I want to put this, but I want to say that I don't think children owe their parents. I don't know if this is too extreme, or I don't know if children owe their parents. I don't know.
The present situation now, the present, well, the present logic now is children don't owe their parents. Children don't owe their parents because we go
out of love,
yes,
out of bed, out out of empathy, out of, okay, my mom did so much for me, my dad did so much for me, let me do for them, you know, out of love, whatever they want to do, let it come from the
Let
place
it
of
come
love,
from the mind.
but not
Yes.
not
Yes.
not
Yes.
not being some parents can manipulate too, and some parents can make unrealistic demands. Some don't even know their boundaries. They don't know their boundaries. They come to your house, you're married, right? They come to your house, they want to go around the house and do whatever they want. No. Are you with me?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Mm.
If we are above 1 hour now, but maybe we can just round up. I don't know.
Huh. Well,
Whatever we need to cover, yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and cover it. But I feel that just because you murdered somebody or you fathered somebody is not enough reason for you to be financially dependent on them, for you to start demanding unnecessarily, you know, for you to not be manipulating them, or for you to not have boundaries where they are. You want to enforce and enforce and enforce, you know, and resist their autonomy, even when sometimes even when these children are of a certain age and they want to leave. You will keep saying, no, I've built this big house, your room is there, so you can just stay here and do. They want to go out. Leave them, let them go and explore life and face life and fend for themselves and see what they can create for themselves. If they need your help, well, they can always come back.
they can always come back. Yes.
You know, don't pin them down with this big house that you have built or you've set up everything. So yeah, just be here and I've done everything for you. I mean, that is my own opinion, though. That is,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I don't know if
So,
a lot of people are joining. If they have anything to say, if they have a different view, they can drop their comment. If they want to come live, they can come on the live as well. But I really think that this is a very sensitive topic and we should actually tread softly, especially in the Nigerian context.
exactly. Exactly. So for me, I still also feel that, like you said, we have children of our own now, and yeah, for me, because of the way I'm learning now, I'm not expecting. I don't have expectations. If I'm trying to love my children, I'm trying to meet their needs and all of that. And if at the end of the day, my children feel they need to reciprocate my love and all of that, I would appreciate that. But I'm not going to make demands on them. I'm not going to make demands on them by God's grace. And that's what we're also telling some of the parents. We know you went through thick and thin, or you went through hell and all of that for us to make us who we are. Would reciprocate your love, would love you back, would do things for you, but don't give us that, don't exhibit that entitlement mentality and tell us that we have to kill ourselves trying to please you, or we have to kill ourselves trying to meet your demand. There should be this healthy parent-child relationship. There should be respect. We should set boundaries, and these boundaries have to be respected. We should learn to say no comfortably, and our parents should learn to accept our no and believe that if they say no today, it's for good. Maybe tomorrow they will say yes. We shouldn't fight over all of these things, and our relationship with our parents should be based on trust and mutual respect. If my father or my mother asks for something and I say no, they should understand that Maybe is saying no because she does not have it, or because she cannot meet up, and not out of wickedness, or not out of expired love for them, because they may say she was doing it before. Shebi, when I asked for 100K, she was able to give me. This one will be just 20,000, and she dey say no. That means she no love me again. No, it is not because of expired love. It is because at the point you asked, I'm not able to meet up. And then that no should be respected and appreciated. We shouldn't be forced or coerced into doing things for our parents. The entitlement mentality, and these parents, these entitled parents, when someone else asks for a particular for a favor from you, they say wetin that one they ask for and all of that. They just feel like you shouldn't do for that person, or that person does not even have a right to ask. But when they ask, you should just run to meet their demands. It does not have to be so. The society we are in now calls for a lot of love, it calls for respect, it calls for mutual understanding. When we have, we give out of love, and when we don't have, learn to appreciate our no. It shouldn't cause a rift between us. It shouldn't break our relationship. We should continue in
I,
love, in peace.
I want to say,
Okay?
I wanted to say something. I actually raised my hand. I wanted to say something. Oh, escaped my memory. Escaped my memory. One of the signs of aging, right? When I remember again.
Was okay. So Mr. Obiora can give us a voice contribution.
Okay. Okay. We are listening. Okay, I remember now. I wanted to say that this attitude, I'm sorry, with respect to all our mommies and daddies, but this of Nami born you, I know better than you. That thing where old man sit down, young person can stand up.
No, you're not.
Eat. All those things, they are lies. Because today, our children actually know a lot more than us.
Yes.
And we should not be shy to accept that our kids know, well, maybe in certain areas, more than us. Of course, I have gray hairs now. So when you talk of experience, I have a lot of experience in certain areas as well. But let's not diminish the knowledge of our children, that in today's world, they actually know a lot. So we don't have the right to say, oh, what I'm sitting down here seeing, even if you stand up, you will not see it. Or I am old, so I know better than you. All those manipulative lingua, should be done with, should be done away with. That was just all I wanted to add.
So can you still see our viewers?
Yes, 5 people are on the live. 5 people are watching.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let me read Hajara's comment too. Hajara, I'm sorry. She said, read my comment now. Okay, so it's the first time that I'm going to be reading comments regarding our life. So let me read. She said, let me get so that I will not squint so much. She said, parents are our small gods here on earth. It is our duty to take care of them according to our own capability, without grudge, but not to be entitled. Perfect. I think that's a very beautiful contribution. She said, children need to reciprocate love to their parents, and parents should learn how to respect themselves and follow their children with wisdom, and most importantly, pray for them to succeed in life. when a child is successful, he or she will take care of their parents with love. Perfect contribution. Perfect contribution. Mommy Ife, your parents have wisdom more than you. Okay, maybe, well, I won't dispute that. I won't dispute that. But I know a lot about technology today that my parents don't, you know. Although my parents are no longer alive, the things I know about technology today, they didn't know them. So I think it is in that respect.
And then, you know, there's also this, there's a way you live with your parents. Even when you don't do things for them, you feel guilty. You
Yeah,
feel guilty. You just keep telling yourself that, no, let me have money. I'm going to do this. Let me have money. Or if you're not able to do one or two things for any of your parents and they pass, you flog yourselves. You flog yourself because you just feel like, oh, I owe this person so much. Let
that's
that feeling, yes, let it come from you and not them enforcing you to know that this
you
is what
because I born you.
because I
Because
born
I
you,
mean,
or they tell you, as you say, you know, get sense,
sorry,
make I teach you.
sorry. How can I not come to your house? Are you not my mother? Am I not your mother? How can I not come to your house? I can come to your house and do whatever I like.
And do whatever I like and all of that. So, well, how what's so in the absence of question, and I don't think we have still done great justice to this topic. For those who couldn't join us live for technical reasons, we may have to have a part 2 of these entitled parents. We may have to have a part 2
If you
so
want
that
a please write part 2 under the comment section. If you want part 2, write part 2. Even if I see 3 part 2, we are 4 people here. So if I see 3 part 2, we'll come to. You know, nobody knows it all. Nobody knows it all. We are all trying to navigate life's pathway to make life better for all of
yeah,
us.
yeah,
What about
you
Obi?
know, and
He's no longer voicing.
are you still voicing, Mr. Obiora? Okay. Technical issues, you can't.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So,
okay. So I said, I also wrote something. I said the opposite of entitlement is gratitude. Gratitude is attractive and strengthens relationship, while entitlement is repulsive. Entitlement is repulsive and weakens relationship. When they say the best way to ask for more is to say thank you. The little we do for them, for our parents, or the little, because we are also parents, the little our children do for us, we should learn to say thank you. We should be grateful to that. We should be grateful for that. Gratitude is humble, it is quiet, and it is gentle, while entitlement is loud and demanding. So we should just learn to be grateful for the best our children, whatever our children do for us, or whatever we do for our parents, whatever our children do for us, let's take it as their best. Whatever we do for our parents, let them take it as our best, and don't force us. Let them not force us to go thief or to go kill ourselves or to get high blood pressure because of their demands. So,
if you're ready to wind up, you just wind up. When you're ready.
okay.
You're handling the show today, so.
Parents, we just want you to know that nobody owes you. I don't want to use some word like the Gen Zs will say, nobody owes you any shit. But
No shadow ban also.
exactly. So I don't want to use that word, but we love you. We appreciate you for everything you've done for us. And then in our own way, we'll try and show that love to you, whereby we don't meet your expectations. Don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed in us. Keep loving us. Keep appreciating the things we do for you. And let's just be hopeful that life will only get better. Thank you very much. And please like, comment, and share today's live with us. And for those that joined us, we are very happy you were part of um, this live today. You can you can still drop your questions, and in our next live, we'll try as much as possible to address some of those questions and then accept some of your contributions or all of your contributions. Mrs. Ajayi, hot mom, do you have any other things to say?
I just wanted to add something. That if you have entitled parents, I mean, whatever we've discussed today, most of it was about parents, trying to change their ways so that they don't become so entitled, yeah? But the kids, I'm sure some of our children, I hope some of our children also get to watch this and see that we go through a lot for them, So they should always not forget to be empathetic to our struggles to raise them and all that. I think that's that. And then secondly, if they have overbearing parents, they can set clear boundaries. That is after having the discussion with them and it didn't work. Maybe you bring a family member or your religious leader if it gets to that point, but not bringing it to the internet like it happened to PHYNA.
Yes.
Within your home, if it didn't work, then try and set your clear boundaries and emphasize those boundaries. Emphasize your independence and set consequences as well. That if you people do this to me again, I've been talking about this thing all this while. If people do this thing to me again, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. That's if you are now an adult.
Yes.
You toying with your life. You set those boundaries and set consequences as well. So
even if the consequences mean you not talking to them again.
If they want to finish your life.
Exactly.
If they want to finish your life. If they want to finish your life, you will be there for them to finish it.
So, for those that couldn't join us, like I said,
maybe
we are very
2 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe I wouldn't think this way.
Yes.
But we should all evolve with the time. With the time. So we should evolve with the time. Just be at peace with all men. Figure out your life so that you don't become a burden to somebody.
Yes. One of our viewers that couldn't join us wrote, the ideals of reciprocity makes the world go round. Children should respect their parents and show them love and care out of a sense of duty and genuine love. Parents should not put their children under pressure with emotional blackmail. They should never be overbearing, but take whatever is given willingly and without prejudice. Yeah.
Oh, oh my God. Hmm.
So I think that says it all. That says it all. So let there be, like I said earlier, let there be a mutual understanding, let there be love, let there be peace, and let's always be hopeful for the best. Thank you very much, and can we call it a day now?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eziri. Thank you, Dr. Ifechi, for always joining us, and hope to see you again, same time next week.
All right then. Bye.
Bye.